So, let's talk about something we all do every single day. Choose. We choose what to buy, where to eat, who to bank with. But what's really going on in our heads when we make those choices? What do we, as Malaysians, actually want from a brand?
I mean, think about it. When you're standing in a store or scrolling online, what makes you pick one thing over the other? The easy answer, the one we all jump to, is price, right? We're always looking for a good deal. But is that really all there is to it?
Well, it turns out not even close. Get this, a report from Nielsen found that a massive 69% of Malaysians are actually willing to pay more for products if they come from ethical brands. Wow. So clearly there's something much deeper going on than just the price tag. Our investigation begins right here.
Okay, our first big clue is all about something we've all felt, good and bad. It's the customer experience. You know, it's not just about the product itself, but how a company treats you before, during, and after you buy it.
And to really get what this means, let's zoom in on an industry we all have a bit of a love-hate relationship with: telecommunications. Yep, our phone plans. Everybody's got one, and you better believe everybody's got an opinion about their provider.
And there's a really good reason for all those strong opinions. A whopping 82% of all multimedia complaints in Malaysia are aimed at the telco sector. That makes it the perfect case study to figure out what separates the brands we love from the ones we, well, complain about.
So, who's actually getting it right? A recent study ranked Malaysia's top 8 telcos based on their customer experience, and you can see the results right here. Udo snagged the top spot, while Unify Mobile ended up at the bottom of this particular list. But the ranking itself isn't the most interesting part. The real question is, why?
And here's the secret sauce. The companies that are winning aren't just winning because they have the best signal. They're winning on the experience. Udo gives you total control to customize your plan. Digi gets your SIM activated the moment it arrives. Celcom lets you choose how you want your stuff delivered. And One XOX uses an AI chatbot so you can get help instantly. It's all about making our lives easier.
If this breakdown is giving you a clearer picture, hit like and subscribe so you'll always stay ahead on Malaysia's biggest issues.
All right, so a great customer experience is clue number 1. That's about the moments we interact with the brand. But what about the long game? That leads us to our second, and maybe even more important clue, the currency of trust.
Now, trust can feel a bit fuzzy, right? But researchers have actually broken it down into these 6 key ingredients. It's about having a quality product that gives you good value, for sure, but it's also about being credible, innovative, really understanding what customers need, and being a good corporate citizen.
And when you map out trust across different industries in Malaysia, you get a really clear picture. The IPSOS Trust Track shows that industries like oil and gas score super high in trust. And those telcos we just talked about, they're kind of stuck in the middle. Meanwhile, the media industry has seen a pretty big drop in public trust. So which companies have earned the most of our trust? Let's do a little countdown. Coming in at number 5 is Petron. Number 4 is EPF. In the third spot, we have Shell. The runner-up is KTM. And taking the number 1 spot as the most trusted corporation in Malaysia for 2023 is Tenaga Nasional, or TNB.
Okay, so we've got 2 big clues: customer experience and trust. But let's be honest, there's a big difference between trusting a company like TNB to keep the power on and loving a brand you choose to use every single day. Which brings us to the main event, Malaysia's most loved brands.
And here it is, the top 10 list for 2024, according to a report from Milieu Insight. Shopee is king of the hill, followed by Uniqlo and Lazada. It's a really interesting mix, right? E-commerce, fashion, tech, food, it's all in there. So let's dig a little deeper by comparing some of the big rivals on this list.
First up, the battle of the online shopping giants, Shopee versus Lazada. So why is Shopee at number 1? Well, Malaysians gave it higher scores on things like quality, being innovative, and being trustworthy. But here's the real kicker. We're also way more likely to recommend Shopee to a friend. And that word of mouth is pure gold. Now for the big tech showdown, Samsung versus Apple. This one's more of a split decision. Pretty much everyone knows Samsung, and we buy their products more often. But Apple wins on the things that create superfans. We gave Apple higher scores for quality, the actual experience of buying their stuff, and, that word again, trustworthiness. It shows there's more than one way to win.
So, we've looked at experience, we've looked at trust, and we've seen the top 10. You might think we've cracked the code,
But hold on, there is one final, really powerful piece of the puzzle we absolutely cannot ignore, and it might be the most important one of all.
Take another look at that top 10 list. See anything interesting? Only one of those brands, Maybank, was actually born and raised in Malaysia. Now, on the surface, that looks like international brands have a huge advantage, but that is definitely not the whole story.
Because when you scratch beneath the surface, you find this deep, passionate loyalty to homegrown businesses. From the bank so many of us use, Maybank, to the car so many of us drive, Perodua, there's a real sense of pride in brands that are proudly Malaysia.
And this isn't just a feeling. The numbers are incredible. A recent study found that 98% of Malaysians believe that when we support local sellers, we're directly helping our own communities grow stronger. 98%. That is practically unanimous.
And the evidence just keeps piling up. We are 15 times more likely to back a local entrepreneur. 9 out of 10 of us are confident that a local seller can get the job done right. And 80% of us will actually go out of our way to choose a product with that Made in Malaysia tag. That's a huge home field advantage.
Join thousands of Malaysians who want clarity, not confusion. Tap like, hit subscribe, and let's keep making sense of this together.
So, after all that, what have we found? It's pretty clear that what Malaysians want from a brand is about so much more than a bargain. We demand a good, smooth experience. We reward companies we can trust. And deep down, we have this powerful desire to support our own.
And that leaves us with one final fascinating thought. As the world gets more crowded and global brands all start to look and feel the same, could that simple Made in Malaysia tag become the single most valuable thing a brand can have? Something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.